Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried 4-all. 5.0, consent calendar. 5.1, approval of the regular board meeting minutes for December 10th, 2024.
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion by John Alvarez, second by Sabrina Gomez. Are there any questions? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried 4-all. 5.2, approval of the regular board meeting minutes for December 16th, 2024.
I motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion by Freddie Espinoza, second by John Alvarez. Are there any questions? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried 4-all. Uh, 5.3, approval of released warrants dated December 5th, 2024, in the amount of $728,840.45. December 12th, 2024, in the amount of $180,783.44. January 2nd, 2025, in the amount of $277,786.95.
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion by John Alvarez, second by Sabrina Gomez. Are there any questions? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried 4-all. 6.0, awards presentations. 6.1, student board member report.
Good evening, Board, President Lopez, school board members, Superintendent Mendez, school administrators, teachers, and community members. My name is Emmanuel Lopez, and I am Associated Student Body President at Farmsville High School. It is my pleasure to be here tonight as a representative of the 700-plus students at FHS. Tonight, I would like to share some accomplishments by my fellow students as well as some activities happening at FHS. Now that we are beginning the second semester of the school year, FHS seniors are feeling excited as well as nervous about completing our educational schooling at Farmsville Unified. For many of our seniors, they have completed the exciting but daunting task of applying to multiple four-year universities and state and out of state. Over the coming months, these seniors will be waiting with great anticipation to hear back from many universities with the hopes of receiving an acceptance email, wishing our Aztecs the best of luck. Our FFA program continues to thrive with two students, Sarah Garcia and Genesis Juarez, being selected to the Sacramento Leadership Experience scheduled for late February. They were two of only 75 selected statewide for leadership opportunity. Way to go, Aztecs. Our winter sports programs are starting league play, and we anticipate our student athletes to compete at their very best as they all display respect, ethics, and model sportsmanship. The number of girls coming out to soccer has increased, which allowed for a varsity and JV team. All other winter sports are holding with similar numbers compared last year. We invite all of you to come out and support our school and student athletes. In closing, I would like to thank the school board and Superintendent Mendez for the opportunity to share the great things happening at FHS. Go Aztecs.
All right, thank you. Great job. 8.0, public comments. Members of the public may address the board on any agenda item or other item of interest within the subject matter jurisdiction of the board before or during the governing board's consideration of the item. The board is not able to discuss or take action on any item not appearing on the agenda. Pursuant to board policy, the board may limit individual comments to no more than 3 minutes and individual topics to 20 minutes. Please begin your comments by stating your name.
The board asks that during public comment, everyone be respectful of the speakers. Members of the public should not interrupt or interject while another person is giving their public comment. During public comments, there shall be no use of foul language. Should a member of the public have a concern about a specific employee, we ask that you direct those concerns to myself after this meeting so that the concerns can be handled through the proper procedures. Please do not use employee or student names during public comments. School board, we do have two. We do have Ms. Nora Alstead. I promise to be very brief.
Right.
All right, thank you. Again, my name is Nora Alstead. I teach elementary general music at both Hester and Snowden, and I am here as a representative of the Farmersville Teachers Association to invite our school board and our superintendent to attend the Tulare King Service Center Council School Board Appreciation Dinner, which is going to be on Tuesday, March 4th at 6 p.m. at the the Hilton Gardens. We changed the location. The Hilton Gardens Inn in Visalia. I would just like to say, as a former Service Center chair, it's one of the best events that we do all year. And I will say, and having been somebody who went to many of these events for other areas in the state, we are recognized as being the best school board dinner in the state of California. Okay, so I sincerely hope you will all come and join us. I have a reminder for you that also says when the deadline to get your registration is.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'd love to see you all there. As long as we have a school board member there, I plan on being there with you.
Okay.
Thank you, Nora.
And Ms. Rosemary, in case you're doing the registration, there you go. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Alstead. We do have Mr. Mike Schulte from Farmersville City of Farmersville, excuse me.
Good evening, Board and Superintendent Mike Schulte, the City Manager of Farmersville, at least today and as long as I can stay doing it. So,
Let me make sure that they have the mic on for you because
Oh.
everything gets
There we go.
recorded. There it is.
Okay, so I'll just stand over here. So a few things, I'll keep this brief as well. So the city is in the process, as you know, of sort of rebranding ourselves, at least as being more helpful and a little bit more compassionate, a little bit more kind, but also in physical ways. So we have new hats. We have hats. I don't know that we call them new hats. And so with the logo and so just sort of I'll leave these here. There's 6 hats, and much like if I were shopping for my wife, those hats might end up being on the small side. So, because there's no way I'm going to, buy or bring you something that's too large and then suffer through what my perceptions might be. So, if the hats are too small, give them away to somebody, give us a call, and we'll bring you a hat that fits. There's mediums and smalls and extra smalls in there. Mr. Lopez, go ahead and grab a hat because there's an extra in there, and we'll bring an extra for whoever ends up on the board. Now that said, so enjoy those. Our relationship with the schools, or at least my relationship with the schools, I really appreciate it. It's nice to just sort of, we pick up the phone, we find out what's going on, and we want to do the same for the school district. Some things that we'll be working on this year, Visalia Road coming into town. You guys have a new bus yard going in. Snowden, Carlos will tell you, most of the pickups are along Dode. There was a fatality accident there, pedestrian car, a couple weeks back. So we are working on, and just the concept of the bus yard being there, we are working on traffic controls along there. And so, so we'll be coordinating with the school district and frankly looking for the school district to support a grant application for the city to the county to receive funds to do traffic controls. So that's one thing we're working on with the schools. Another is student committee, student council, sort of advisory council to the city council. And we're working with Iris on that, and I think we'll have that in place, at least in a draft form, in the next 30 days or so. The roundabout that circles around the high school here, I don't think that gets under construction till late this year at the earliest, and that's just because they're having trouble with some of the grant information. So, but it will happen. And then, aside from some smaller things, Superintendent, you'll be happy to hear that we are getting the new bus stop painted up and signage done for Los Arroyos so that they can pick up right there at the school. So
Thank you.
just a few things. And again, that the hats were an opportunity to come out here and let you guys know. We really appreciate the relationship. So thank you and have a good evening. And we are where we are if you need us. So.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank
President.
you.
Thank you, Mr. Schulte. I see him almost every city council meeting I attend as a citizen because I like to be informed. And there is a lot of things happening in Farmersville, so it's great to have you on board so that we have a better connection with the city. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Take care, everybody.
Thank you.
You too, Mike.
You have comments?
Yeah, I do.
8.1, superintendent comments.
Thank you, Mrs. Lopez. Good evening. I want to express my gratitude to our administrators, teachers, and staff for their dedication to providing effective instruction and learning opportunities for all Farmersville students. At Farmersville Unified, we emphasize collaboration among all academic partners to foster a vibrant educational environment. We'd like to take this moment to express our gratitude to the district and site support teams for their hard work and thoughtful planning, which ensured the success of our January Professional Development Day. Highlights of the day included our teachers and administrators advancing their focus on professional learning communities, PLC Tight, not PLC Light. Our counselors expanding their knowledge of student success programs, including Beyond SST, ARIES, and CalPADS. Our secretaries and attendance clerks enhancing their skills in translation protocols, SACS, Parent Square, and ARIES. This semester, we are united in our efforts to strengthen district-wide conditions for learning. Our ultimate goal is to achieve a seamless alignment from TK through 12th grade instruction. By working together, we aim to reinforce our commitment to serve the needs of our community and drive positive, impactful changes. Great things are happening in Farmersville Up. I do want to share one last piece. It takes a collaborative effort of not just our students, staff, and obviously our school board, but every single member of our community to point in the same direction. At the end of the day, it's conditions for learning. Anything and everything that we do should be about our students. And together we can Farmersville Up. Thank you.
Thank you, Superintendent Mendez. We will go on to 9.0, Student Matters. 9.1, approval of expulsion recommendation of STU.
Motion to approve? Are you looking for a motion? Correct?
To go with the recommendation? Yes.
To go with the recommendation? Or did we like to?
I
Discuss
second
that.
the motion to go with the recommendation.
Are there any? Oh, we can't take any questions. Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Opposed.
Okay. On a motion by trustee Freddie Espinoza, seconded by Sabrina Gomez, and carried by Alice Lopez and Sabrina Gomez. Freddie Espinoza, and opposed by John Alvarez. The school board voted to go along with the recommendation of the expulsion panel and expel student number STU-1. 12.0 curriculum. 12.1 approval of Tulare County probation agreement.
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion by John Alvarez, second by Sabrina Gomez. Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried for all. 12.2, approval of UMass agreement with FUSD.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Sabrina Gomez, second by John Alvarez. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried for all. 12.3, approval of Tulare County Office of Education Memorandum of Understanding, number M25028 for Project TAP, Think, Access, Proceed.
Motion.
Second.
Was that you, Mr. Alvarez?
Yes.
We have a motion by Sabrina Gomez, second by John Alvarez. Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried for all. 12.4, approval of Tulare County Office of Education Agreement number 250404 for educational resource services.
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion by John Alvarez, second by Freddie Espinoza. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried for all. 12.5, approval of 2024-2025 TKCCC intent to participate in the college and career collaboration.
Motion.
I second.
We have a motion by John Alvarez, second by Freddie Espinoza. Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried for all. 12.6, approval of adding course, College Success and Support Lab.
I motion.
Second.
Motion by Freddie Espinoza, second by Sabrina Gomez. Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried for all. 12.7, approval of work-based course.
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion by Sabrina Gomez, second by John Alvarez. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried for all. 12.8, approval of Lowe's Partnership Lunch on January 17th, 2025 in Visalia, California.
Motion.
I second.
We have a motion by Sabrina Gomez, second by Freddie Espinoza. Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried for all. 13.0, personnel. 13.1, approval of certificated personnel, item 13.1.1.
I motion.
Second.
We have a motion by Freddie Espinoza, second by Sabrina Gomez. Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Abstain.
We have 301. You have that, Rosemary? Thank you. 13.2, approval of extracurricular activity / coaching personnel, item 13.2.1.
Motion.
I second.
We have a motion by John Alvarez, second by Freddie Espinoza. Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried for all. 13.3, Personnel Action Report, information only. 13.4 was deleted. Move on to 13.5, adoption of resolution number 06-01-14-25 for intention to terminate or reduce vacant particular kinds of services.
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion by John Alvarez, second by Sabrina Gomez. Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried for all. 14.0, board business. 14.1, consideration of any item any member of the board wishes to have on a future agenda or provide a written update. Emmanuel, this is a place where you also, as a student board member, can ask that something be placed on the agenda. And if not placed on the agenda, maybe get an answer to a question you guys have. It's not necessary that you have to have one today, but just in case at the next board meeting. Did you have anything in mind?
No.
Okay. Ready?
Nope.
John,
You know, I do have a concern.
can you move up a little bit?
I do have a concern concerning kids being dropped from sports and, you know, expulsions, things of that nature. Maybe a little more insight would be very helpful, especially when some of the children that are being dropped, they're no parents, and it's the only outlet they have. I get it, you know, we have contracts, we're trying to uphold them, but I think we need to think about the heart of the child a little bit better. If we can get a little more input as to these kids that are being dropped, I think it would be great. Okay, thank you.
Do you want to clarify?
So clarifying, students being dropped from activities, sports, functions, anything associated?
Exactly. And there's a lot more going on than just possibly grades. I understand grades are great, but there's more that going on here than just grades, and that's what I'm concerned about.
Thank you for your concern.
Anything else?
I kind of want to add something. For the baseball, we received a new scoreboard. I just kind of want a written update on where we're at with the scoreboard for future agenda.
Update on the scoreboard? At the baseball field, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the chalkboard where they draw the numbers in.
Yes.
No, we're just gonna have you put up the little numbers.
Yeah, I'll be up there. Just have it ready for me.
And Ms. Gomez, we still have one pending, which our curriculum and instruction team will be working with Farmersville High School to get a WASC update. It's still pending.
Okay,
Was that your request?
that would be my request, yeah, for a WASC update.
WASC update.
Yeah.
I have nothing at this time. Okay, move on to 15.0, business services. 15.1, Farmersville School District Project Update.
Yes, School Board, we have Mr. Tony Melendez, going to give us a brief update.
Good evening, school board members, community, and faculty. I promise I will find my spot here soon. Again, I apologize for my nasal knees, trying to get through this cold we're all probably going through right now. We have Farmersville High School Central Plant HVAC project. So again, just a little explanation. Contractors completing a punch list on these items, including correct unit operations, again, equipment monitoring control system, as well as safety operation. Progress will be verified this week. Once completed, the project will move forward to DSA inspections for closeout of this project. At this time, the HVAC, we are doing punch list, and we are gonna try to get that complete by this week. Equipment issues, we still haven't up to date, unfortunately, some equipment issues, fan blower motors. Again, I have indicated the recent equipment failures appear to be a manufacturer defect, not related to the contractor or the AORI architect of record or engineers. My explanation to that is a lot of it is because post-COVID, during post-COVID, we had quality control issues to manufacturers, regulations that the state has required for this equipment to run and operate, and we're currently trying to work the bugs out with the system. So some of our recommendations is to double check warranties to ensure coverage for replacement if failures occur within the warranty timeline. This will minimize, again, having to use general funds expenses in the future. So making sure that we're reviewing, making sure that that equipment is covered under warranties and so on. We have also a possible underground system leak in the chiller side. The contractor suspects a potential underground system leak, potentially causing significant water loss in the chiller HVAC system. As of to date, we have not really justified if there's a major leak. We had found a couple units where some valves and stuff were kind of leaking, made corrections, so minimizing the amount of leaks. And if there is anything cited, we'll proceed to either do, as I indicated, thermal imaging or ground penetration radar may help for leak location. If this issue exists, this will not delay project closeouts. We will proceed to get costs for repairs as prevent further damage to the equipment. That's on our chiller system at the high school. So our system, we have underground piping. That underground piping was not part of the project. It was just equipment. So to prevent any future damages, we'll keep an eye on that piping to minimize damage to the new equipment. Again, an explanation of post-COVID construction challenges. Material availability and delays continue to impact construction project timelines. These challenges often lead to change orders, unforeseen costs, or adjustments to the original plans. So, again, due to COVID, timelines are affected, equipment availability, it all has a trickle effect. The Farmersville High School cafeteria building 200 HVAC upgrade. We had concerns about the galvanized diverters on the inside for the evaporator cooler. The galvanized diverters used for evaporator coolers will need to be inspected and maintained annually. While stainless steel diverters would reduce rust issues and improve longevity, replacing them in not a mandatory, it's not mandatory for DSA, so we don't need to. We just gotta maintain a service on the galvanized metal. We kinda had questioned that galvanized would rust. Being a kitchen, we were concerns of rust in the area going on to food products. As long as we maintain in-house, we shouldn't have issues with that at all. The current replacement of outdoor unit lacks the requirement attachments to the roof structure, which is not compliant with the plans. So there is one mini split unit that conditions a office space. The contractor must ensure that the unit is properly secured to the roofs per plan details to prevent potential damage causes by the weather. So it's basically just kind of sitting up there while DSA inspector is kind of having issues, which is letting it sit there so they have to make corrections on that unit. The roofing contractor or mechanical contractor should have flagged this issue earlier for resolution. Additional information emphasizes critical actions, items necessary to finalize the project effectively. The contractor did not include a roof attachment to the outdoor unit in their bid. This oversight requires a change order to address the issue. Ideally, a request for information or an RFI should have been submitted during the roofing phase to save costs and avoid delays. The district and the contractor are currently determining responsibility for additional costs regardless of fault. Proper attachments to the roof structure is mandatory to prevent potential damage from the weather. A path of resolution, we're collaborating between the district contractor and the AR is necessary to resolve this outstanding issue promptly. The priority is completing the work correctly to ensure the projects are closed and comply with safety standards. Meetings may be needed with parties to involve to finalize decisions moving forward efficiently. You guys have any other questions on the high school HVAC? So the 200 building is the cafeteria. That's what we're calling 200. So they're so far making walkthroughs in there. Faculty's a lot happier, staying warmer. Their conditioning, working environment's a lot better from at this time than the past years. So it's made a big improvement for the cafeteria. It's been great. Hester School ELOT building project. So nearing completion with flooring is one of the major remaining tasks, which can be completed after a building climatization. To follow fire alarm testing and communication boxes to be installed, exterior main gate, point to entry, and landscaping, as well as to be completed, enabling occupancy before final goes out. So the interior got finalized last week, so that's exciting. They could actually start ordering furniture and start moving on in. We're still working on the exterior entry points with so a couple landscaping, and they should be ready to go here within the month. So, yes.
I had a quick question on that, if you don't mind. The fire alarm, is that going to be connected to the rest of the school and there was no problems?
No,
connecting?
at this point, there is no problems. But yes, it should be tied in, such as, so when the fire alarm does go off at that site, they will be responding at the same time. They'll be exiting, just like we do here with the district and Freedom. They'll be tied in together. Yes.
Okay, so with the additional buildings we're adding, we're going to have to update our fire exit plans and all that, correct?
That's something that each site,
That will be correct, yes. Each site, when we get to that point, we'll review it. We'll sit with the fire marshal too and make sure it's all compliant.
Okay, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed on making sure that everything's compatible with our older system.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Farmersville High School fire alarm system. The fire alarm system at Farmersville High School was due to be replaced as part of regular maintenance and upgrades. The previous system required updates to meet current safety and operational standards by DSA, newly implement fire code standards. Our current approach, the installation process is being reviewed to ensure we receive one, the best installation practices, timely delivered of necessary equipment, and cost-effective solutions for the repairs. That means making sure, doing my due diligence, making contacts with different contractors, getting prices, and what's gonna be best fit for the school site. Any questions?
When does that begin? When do you start reaching out?
We have currently, just actually yesterday, got done with the meeting, and we will start this month on the 20th, actually doing walkthroughs with contractors to do evaluations on what's gonna take, running the communication wire, conduits, and all the requirements by DSA. And then by next month, we'll start getting some bids out there for contractors.
Okay, so we're looking at another months down the line.
I think the idea is by the end of June. Or by
Correct.
the end of July, which was
25, yes, of this year. The installation will probably, if we could make sure that we have devices and so on, the project will be during the summer. Yes. Again, typical electrical contractors handle the conduit and wire installation. Electrical contractors handle the conduit and wire installation, and then It will be subcontracted to the fire alarm specialist to program and testing. So again, that's why we'll have that walkthrough. They'll come out, make an assessment, and see where they can actually kind of cut down costs to help out the school district in the same way. This approach will allow for competitive bidding among electricians, while maintaining the consistency of specialized fire alarm services we currently have with Johnson Control and company specialists with Simplex Manufactured Equipment. Yeah, so we are making progress with the fire alarm system. It is one of my main goals to try to get completed, to do it for safetyness.
Tony, can you go back to the Hester School Classroom TKK project and change orders? I think you skipped that one.
The solar project, Hester Solar Project.
The Hester Solar Project,
First page, second page.
Or was that part of something else?
I don't think so.
Oh.
Whenever. Because we're gonna.
Yeah, you went from the ELOT building to the Farmersville High School
well, thanks
fire
for
alarm
catching,
system.
thanks for catching that. I apologize. I'm trying to skip through here real quick, and thanks for catching on. But yes, the Hester Solar Project, the solar, as you guys see, it's complete. The solar panels are up. We have raised. Progress is pending with Southern California Edison Company shut down. To tie the solar arrays for the panels, this process involves a Saturday shutdown of the school and typical take about 4 hours to complete and restore power. Southern California performs the shutdown using a detailed process to ensure the safety and compliance. Once the work is completed and the inspections are conducted to confirm torque and connections are made, so that's their process. Delays may occur as Southern California process approvals and schedules the system for our full operation. Unfortunately, this at this time is a low priority task for them due to current surrounding wildfires and current events. As soon as the solar arrays is tied in and operation, we can begin DSA closeout for the project. A follow-up meeting with contractor is scheduled to address any remaining holdups. So unfortunately, yeah, as you can see, we have our big fires going on. A lot of our inspectors are there, so they're trying to prioritize major issues. But I've been communicating with South California Edison, and they've been getting us feedback. They're trying to schedule, to understand for school districts, so we have timelines with budgets and so on. So we're keeping close communication with them.
And just a quick question on that one. When this does happen, someone will be on site from our staff to make sure that nothing happens during that period that it's shut down?
Correct. We will schedule myself. Ideally, try to schedule myself, not one of the head maintenance guys, to make sure that, you know, walk-in boxes are fired back up, fire alarm systems are back up and going. All those cautions are taken into consideration.
Because we won't have alarms, we won't have cameras, correct?
Correct, yes. We do have backup on the fire alarm system, battery backups. Those will last for, but it's always great to have somebody on site or some awareness of what's going on. Yep.
On that day, would we have anything scheduled at that school for like any events or sports or anything?
Yeah, we would make sure that
Right.
we coordinate with Southern California Edison, so Tony currently has our calendar, our district calendar, our sport
Yes.
calendar, so.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thanks for catching that again. So we are on the Hester Classroom TK project and change orders. Recent developments of the TK project revealed unforeseen circumstances related to communication wires not indicated as in the as-built blueprints. These unforeseen conditions have initiated adjustments to the project. Change orders again. The proposed change orders will address the unforeseen issues to allow the project to meet the requirement standards for preschool facilities. So then again, we're gonna make sure that these change orders meet the criteria need for our education young ones. The benefit of change order to ensure compliance with safety and operational standards, address unexpected challenges promptly, avoid long-term complications, provide timely delivery of equipment and responsibility costs and repairs and adjustments. By implementing these changes, the project remained focused on delivering functional and compliant preschool facilities for the community. Any questions on that for the TK? As you see, we have 23 modulars on site. We are holding those on site, deciding we're just waiting for other change orders. Like it's indicated, the change orders that were unforeseen was electrical issues that, communication wires that weren't on a blueprint. As-built are, as they do construction, they're supposed to note and indicate those wires are there. The past practice, some of those notes weren't put in place. It created change order and so on.
What's the timeline?
It totally depends on what the change order consists of. If it consists of structural, so on, then it could take for 2-3 weeks on a change order. And then if it's gotta be structural, it has to go back to DSA, get approved, and we then proceed with that. Yes, then we start getting costs of the change order, and we present that cost to you guys for approvals.
DSA is a big slowdown in a lot of this, right? If
It
we have to
is.
Go to DSA.
DSA, but DSA does make sure that structure and buildings are built to compliance for safety in the community and so on, yes. It holds us liable to make sure that structures are built right.
It
And
just takes a while to
contractors,
get to
yeah,
it.
yes,
That's what I'm saying.
no, for sure, yes.
So quick thing. So when we remodeled, my dad's house, we had to run it through the county. They come out, double check everything. But we also submitted the blueprints, and then they made sure everything was there. I just was wondering, does the school like send their blueprints through some type of, to be verified, to make sure it's up to standards, just to like kind of make sure everything's there? I
So our-
just understand the process.
Our
of that.
steps are, for a project is we look at requests for architect information. The architect is responsible to give us the design that we want to implement for a site or project. They start building those, and we look at them. We sent those blueprints to DSA, and they approve from fire, life, and structure. Make sure that that is compliant to our area. Yes, those are the ones that they review it. So yes, anything that we want to implement as a building structure, the architect will design it, and then we'll get it to Sacramento, and they will approve it. Yes. Yep. Any further questions? All right, Snowden Elementary, the solar and new maintenance facility project. The contractor for the maintenance facility is currently completing the installation of electrical conduits for parking lot structures. Additionally, the team is active communication with Southern California Edison to coordinate future connections and conduit runs for phase 2 electrical installations. These efforts are contract to ensure the infrastructure supports both current and future phases efficiently. So we'll make sure that we don't overlook something that we should be looking at now in phase 1. So we're not having to redo structure that we're doing in phase 1 that's gonna meet the needs for phase 2, which is the building structure and so on. We do have future solar conduit in place. Excuse me, not solar, it's charging stations if need so, but also making sure that we have the proper pipe sizing for the facility itself. Yes. Any questions with the maintenance facility project? Yes. So as of today, they started pouring and our cement for our curveways, and within the next couple weeks, they should start doing a concrete and paving for their second phase.
At the maintenance,
Yes, the maintenance facility there on Visalia Road. A portion of that, their finalize of the paving will be solar. Will start working on it to put their pylons and doing their solar overhead work as well for Snowden. there is two projects there, the solar project and the phase one of maintenance. Those two tie in together, and they're working together to try to get that completed in a timely fashion as well. Yes. Any other questions for projects at this time?
For the projects, do we use union or non-union?
No, we use union, yes.
Nice.
They're required to making sure that they meet all, again, we have DSA, we have the labor contractors making sure that they follow compliance if they're working. Their prevailing wage, to make sure their wages are being paid as well. So any contractor have employees that meet union regulations and so on, yes.
Good.
Any further questions?
Anybody else? Mr. Espinoza, can you turn up the volume on your mic, please?
Test, 1, 2, 3.
Okay, that's better, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Melendez.
Thank you very much.
Yes, and I'll get you some more information on the scoreboard.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you. Appreciate it.
The chalkboard.
The chalkboard.
Very good.
Moving on to 15.2, approval of selection of copier company.
A motion with the recommendations from American Business.
I second.
Um,
Option one,
Okay, let me see.
American Business Machines.
Mm-hmm.
Option 2, I think, involves everything. Under American Business Machines, is that the American Business Machines, the one you were going with, Mr. Alvarez?
Yes.
I believe there was a reason
Are they're asking for
they,
option two?
they actually prefer option 2.
Yeah.
So if I'm reading this correctly, it's American Business Machines, there's option 1 for 65 and option 2 for 57. And if I read this, says option 1 includes new equipment. Option 2 includes new equipment of similar models adjusted for actual usage. Current monthly bill, base type, so recommendation to approve American Business Machines as copier service provider. So each one gives 2 options. I think the idea is to either pick between American Business Machines or Ray Morgan Company.
Right. And I
I think,
recommend, that's my motion, recommend to put new
Yeah.
equipment in. That's my recommendation.
To American
I
Business
I
Machines.
think American Business is what they want, for
Right.
sure, but they didn't want, I don't think they want to relearn new machines. They'd rather have the same type of machine, if I'm understanding that correctly.
I think the option of the American Business Machines and then having the district have the ability to pick either
choose.
option 1 or option 2 would be beneficial. Because really, it's just, I think what the middle is asking is either American Business Machines or Ray Morgan. And I think the recommendation is for us to have the ability to continue the same machines that we're so used to, that we've been using for the last 5 years, which is American Business Machines.
Yeah,
my
and then
motion.
their fiscal impact is showing for option 2, right?
Right.
Yeah, what I believe I've heard is that the American Business Machine has been pretty good on getting on time and fixing our copiers and not having the teachers wait, and
Right,
so that's,
okay, so, right, it's option 2 under the fiscal impact for 12 months, correct? Did he say option 2, or he didn't say option? I
said
just want to make
option
sure I
one.
heard it right.
Brand new equipment. So,
He said option 1.
so we do, it's a motion, seconded or not, whatever.
yeah, I second the motion for option 1.
So just for clarification, what I am hearing is that we are motioning for us to continue our contract with American Business Machines.
Exactly.
Correct.
And then you can choose what you want.
Thank you.
Okay, so your motion is Better Business, American Business, and the district can choose which option they want.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that it's clear. The district can choose option. Okay, we have a motion by John Alvarez, second by Freddie Espinoza. Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried 4-0. 15.3, adoption of resolution number 04-01-14-25, approving participation in the 2025-2026 Classified School Employee Summer Assistance Program, CSE SAP.
Move.
Second.
We have a motion by Sabrina Gomez, second by John Alvarez. Are there any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried 4-0. 15.4, approval of School Works Incorporated proposal for demographics and enrollment projections 2024-2025.
I motion.
Second.
We have a motion by Freddie Espinoza, second by Sabrina Gomez. Sorry, I don't know where Galindo came from. Any questions? I'm just giving you another name.
I'll take it.
I'll take another G next time.
As long as it comes with another paycheck.
Okay, yeah, is there any questions?
Nope.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried 4-0. Senora Gomez, I'm so sorry.
Thank you.
17.0, future meeting dates. 17.1, January 28th, 2025. February 11th, 2025. All those good for everybody?
Mhm.
20.0, adjournment to closed session at 7:39 to discuss 20.1, conference with labor negotiator, GC 54957.6. It is the intention of the board to meet in closed session to review its position and to instruct its designated reps, agency designated representatives, Manuel Mendez, name of organization, FTA/CSCA management. 20.2, public employee discipline dismissal release complaint, Government Code Section 54957. What time did I say?
7:39.
7:40.
And we'll go into closed session. And you may stay or go home, right?
Site administrators, thank you so very much for your time. We appreciate everything that you're doing. Get your rest.
Does everybody need a little break? Hey, I don't want the holes.
Pick a hat.
She doesn't want the holes.
Pick a hat, any hat.
Yeah, you go first.
Did I go first?
I've never done this before. They say the city of Palmersville. So I guess like whatever hat you like, this one's more breathable, looks like it.
8:36. Sorry. I lost the bottom half of my pen. 21.0, action taken on closed session items. 21.1, conference with labor negotiator, GC 54957.6. It is the intention of the board to meet in closed session to review its position and to discuss designated reps, agency designated representatives, Manuel Mendez, name of organization, FTA, CSEA, management, no action. 21.2, public employee discipline, dismissal, release, complaint, government code section 54957, no action. 22.0, adjournment at 8:37.
Motion?
I second.
We have a motion by John Alvarez, second by Freddie Espinoza. Any questions? All in favor?